It's interesting to me. Was this your idea? Okay, no superpowers. The equivalent to that is improv comedy, or was that suggested to you? Did that kind of come out of a discussion?
Yeah, I think it was once my editor said, when he doesn't have any passions, I felt like, well, she should have some passions. And I remember talking about it with my wife, Katie, and she was like, well, maybe, she should have some of your passions, or maybe like, what's a world you want to go into? Maybe it should be comedy or improv. And I was like, yeah, maybe it should be comedy or improv. And that slowly kind of unfolded in my mind. I loved the idea of funniness as a superpower too. And like I said earlier, as a power that will help you kind of cope with life if you use it correctly. So I just kind of naturally got there, and I got excited about the idea of writing about improv because I hadn't read a young adult novel that had improv in it. I feel like some probably exist, but I couldn't think of any. And so it felt like new territory, and that I could be kind of, offering something new to the YA canon. And all those things combined. That said, and I've just been writing a little essay about this just earlier this morning. That it's not like a secret that I could say where it's going to be, but it's going to be on some website. But the essay was about how it was also terrifying to write about improv, because improv is known to all improvisers as being an art form that's very hard to recreate the magic of improv anywhere but in the theater where the improv happens. Even on TV, you get shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway? But that's short form improv with like structured theater games, as opposed to long form improv where it's scenes made up from nothing. That is notoriously hard to capture on screen. And then I was attempting to capture it in a book, which felt like a foolish decision at first, until I realized, like, okay, I'm writing about improv in a book though, so I can actually illuminate what a person is thinking while they're doing improv, kind of like the rapid fire thoughts you're having as you're trying to make up a scene. Sometimes you're very present in that scene, sometimes you're thinking about how you're failing as it's happening.
Surefire recipe to not spiral down into
oh yeah, no, it can be awful. And so once I locked into that, that just seemed exciting to me to write about improv. And then the fact that it worked thematically, also just improv is all about being present, being in the moment, listening, all these things that I felt like applied to the story and applied to what Winnie and her father Russ and her mom Dana are going through, and lessons they're needing to apply to their life that they may not be applying